Well, hello. How are you all going today? So before we start, I need to just do a shout out to my nephew Harrison again, because I got in trouble from Harrison because apparently I gave out the wrong age. I said that Harrison was 9 because I got in trouble from Harrison because apparently I gave. So Harrison is 9.5. He's not 9. He's 9.5. So I'm sorry, Harrison. I didn't give your age correctly. So please forgive me. And this is the retraction. You wanted me to do a correction. So this is the correction that you have wanted me to do, Harrison. And I hope all is forgiven. Yes, have I been in trouble? The last few days I have had, Auntie Joanne, you haven't done your retraction. Auntie Joanne, you haven't corrected it. You haven't done it. When are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? So I've done it now. So I hope that's okay. So we've got a lot to talk about. Yes, I'm back. So thank you everybody for your love and support. Yes, there was a downer, but you know, as I said, we all have those. And today I'm doing really well. So and let me tell you, the last time that he read all my chat messages, he got so excited that everybody said hello to him. And I told him that he was really popular. And so he's taking all the credit for all the subs on my channel, which is fine. I'm happy. Yes, we're free in a couple of hours. Yeah, our lockdown ends tonight at midnight. And I'm not going anywhere. I work tomorrow. A little bit annoyed. Yesterday was really cool when I was working because there is a bridge that I have to go over called the Westgate Bridge. It separates like the west where I live from the city because it goes over the Yarra. And the Yarra goes over the water. And it's A, it's never empty. B, there's never 5 lanes empty. And C, there's never 5 lanes open. Yesterday it was open and no cars on there. And I just wanted to zigzag all over the road because I could, because there were no cars, but that's not going to happen tomorrow. You love Harrison? All right, I'm just going to put some of these. Yeah, you love Harrison? Yes. Yeah. So he will love all of these comments. So thank you, everybody, for saying hello to Harrison. So I'm just going to put this up here. All right. So we have a lot to talk about today. It's been a very, very crazy day. Yes, I've got 3 more subs to get up to 800. I looked at that today and I went, wow. Who'd have thought I'd get up to 800? I didn't. So it's been very quiet today on the Katie Joy front. It's probably got something to do with the fact that we had the judge say no to he is going to be the MV. I think he's grade 4. He'll tell me, don't worry. If I've got that wrong, I'll be told, don't you worry. I think he's grade. Oh, I don't know. Don't remember. No doubt I'll get in trouble. So it was very, very interesting day today, particularly on the Katie Joy front. She just did normal videos with bad editing. Yes, there was a smackdown from Babs. That was a very, very bad error. So in case you haven't seen it, this is what it looked like. I'm just opening it up, making it big. And we're just going to share this. So what I'd say she is sulking a little bit. There was a very short, very strange live on Instagram, which I have. So it says stricken per 62-minute order. But it says stricken per 62-minute order. Motion to shorten time has been abolished. LCR 6B. The court therefore strikes motion to shorten time. Docket 61. So this is what I don't understand. This is a lawyer that we have been told by KJ is the top of his field. How does he not know what the local rules state? That is my question. And the thing was, I did a Google search and I managed to find the rules. And I'm going to show you what those rules are. Where did they go? Because I've been reading them and they're very, very interesting. I'm just going to pull them up again in my Dropbox because, as you do, I've got it in my Dropbox. Local civil laws. Now, the other thing is, these laws were changed in 2012. So 2012, we are in 2021. We are in 2021. So it's not as if the rules have just changed and he missed it. He had to have not been on another planet. Hello, Nikki. They say, I don't know what year the case was. I'd feel bad for KJ that Brown fired. Yes, that's right. Dominic says, Emily had the same question. She said at least an associate would have known or should have told him. Yes, you would think so, wouldn't you? Like, I have a couple of scenarios. There's a couple of speculations. That's a year after 2020. Yes. So here it is. So this is the civil rules. So if you can see, local civil rules, December 1, 2020. Okay. So these are the local rules of practice for civil proceedings before the United States District Court for the Western District of Washington. So we have it, okay? Now, this is really, some of this stuff is really interesting. So we're actually going to go through this document because we all will know how this is supposed to be done. The judges of this district are committed to assisting bar and litigants to reduce costs in civil cases. Well, that didn't work, did it? It is the obligation of all counsel as officers of the court to work towards the prompt completion of each case and to minimise the costs of discovery. Well, that ain't going to happen. No, they don't, but they do mention page limits, they do mention fonts, and they do mention lots of other stuff. But there's nothing about 25 paper. Hey, Rick. Hey, Just Brett. So it says, while no list is exhaustive, attorneys and litigants should consider the following means for reducing costs: limiting discovery and phasing discovery and motions to bring on for early resolution, potentially dispositive issues, the availability of judges to resolve discovery disputes by telephone or informal conference. So it talks about here early mediation, only scheduling conferences with the judge where it's necessary, using an abbreviated pretrial order, consenting to assignment of the case. So, and then it says, along with the cost of civil litigation, the judges of this district are very concerned about professionalism among attorneys. Hello. We haven't even hit the bottom of page 1 yet. The line paper was the judge's preference here. So if you then click on the judge, it will tell you how she likes to do things. Yeah. So this is the Washington court's stuff, and then the judge has her own stuff. Take a shot for me. I think I'm out. Oh dear, Rick. Oh. So the court is very concerned about the professionalism. The judges of this district expect a high degree of professionalism from the lawyers practicing before them. The orders issued by judges of this district at the outset of a case to govern conduct and scheduling of written discovery and dispositions express those expectations. There should be no difference between the professional conduct of counsel when appearing before the court and when engaged outside, whether in discovery or any phase of the case. So there you go. The judges of the Western District are very concerned with professionalism. So I think we've got 2 strikes against Brown in these civil rules. So local civil rule 1 sort of talks about bias and what the purpose of it is, defines all the judges. Oh dear. Oh, you only expect Brown is a real cat. So about, I know, I've read this. I've read the Washington Civil Rules. I think I could represent KJ. Just saying. Not really. Prohibition of bias. So it talks about how to deal with biases. So then LCR 3 is, look, you need to have a cover sheet. The cover sheet that's required, it spells out what you need to do there. Without payment of court fees, how to do that. So we get to that. Plaintiff must restore relief if you're going to do related cases. So we've got that. But then we get to the summons, how to do the summons. I love the judge responded so quickly. Yes. Oh, thanks, Rick. Looking forward to my KJ low light video. I'm going to start writing. I've got a low light to show you. She went on live on Instagram for about 2 minutes, and it was a low light. So here's how the summons should be served, how to process. So serving. So serving and filing pleadings. So how it needs to be done electronically, proof of service, sealing and redacting court records. Now, this was interesting because he's accused Saltz of not redacting. But when you actually look at I was reading it before, and it said that only certain things needed to be redacted. What was it here? Parties shall refrain from including or shall partially redact where inclusion is necessary the following personal data from all documents filed with the court or used as exhibits in any hearing or trial unless otherwise ordered by the court. Dates of birth, redact to the year of birth, minors of children, social security numbers, taxpayer identification numbers, financial accounting information, redact to last 4 digits, passport numbers, and driver's license, redact in entirety. So what they said that they didn't redact, they didn't need to redact it because it's not in the rulings that they had to redact. Seems like somebody doesn't know their law. So now we get to LCR 6. So LCR 6A talks about where it falls on a weekend or if there's more time. And 6B talks about motions to shorten, and it simply says motions to shorten time have been abolished, and it's in bold print, and that is all there is. And so we're on to page 9 of the document. Motions to shorten time have been abolished. So for KJ or Mr. Brown, if you're watching, page 9, the very line above the number is where you will find the LCR 6B. What a waste of money. Saltzy didn't even have to get out of bed to deal with that one. Anyway, so then we get form and scheduling of motions. So how to motion on a calendar, how to do it, what the obligation of each should be, how the reply brief, oral argument, decisions on motions. Decisions of motions will be decided as soon as practical and normally within 30 days following the notion date. The court encourages counsel to call the assigned judge's courtroom clerk to verify that the motion is scheduled for determination if a decision on the motion has not been received within 45 days of the notion date. I don't know if we've got a notion date yet, but I imagine the judge is still trying to get ourselves from under those 300 and 200-page affidavits. Mr. Brown, come and sub to draft. I will come and help him. Oh, dear. Right. So noting dates. So again, more motion stuff. Length of motions. Now, this is, again, very, very interesting. So this is, we're up to LCR. What are we? LCR 7. And we are at 7E. Except as otherwise provided by the court order or rule, the length of motions and briefs shall be as follows. Motions under LCR 7D, 1, except motions for temporary restraining orders, shall not exceed 6 pages. Motions noted under LCR 7D, 2, and briefs in opposition shall not exceed 12 pages. Reply briefs shall not exceed 6 pages. Motions for summary judgment, motions to dismiss, motions for class certification, motions for temporary restraining order, motions for preliminary injunction, and motions aimed at changing the forum, for example, motions to remand, transfer, compel, arbitration, and briefs in opposition shall not exceed 24 pages. Reply briefs shall not exceed 12 pages. Absent leave of the court, parties must file contemporaneous. Absent leave of the court, parties must not file contemporaneous dispositive motions towards each other directed at a discrete issue or claim. We've got another cross against his name. So how many breaches have we got so far of the local court laws? There's a few. Hello, everybody that's just joined. I'm just trying to catch up. Peter, we need to crowdfund for Babs Clerk. Yes. Yes, true. Do you think it's a tactic? I've got a few, as I said, I've got a few little thoughts on it. So, that anyway. So, all other motions under LCR 7D3 and briefs in opposition shall not exceed 12 pages. Reply briefs shall not exceed 6. So, Beth, the judge said no because they abolished that ability. You cannot speed up motions. It wasn't the fact that the judge was being sassy or mean. It's just that the law states you can't speed up time. Brown was... so, yeah. The local court rules state that you cannot speed up time. Those rules have been abolished. So all other motions... So any motion in Lamine noted under LCR 7D4 and any brief opposition shall not exceed 18 pages. The court may refuse to consider any text, including footnotes, which is not included within page limits. Or captions, tables of contents, tables of authority, signature blocks, and certificates of service need not be included within the page limit. Now, are you, Sarah? That's an interesting thought. They took the law away. She did do that, Laura. Now, this is the interesting thing. If he wanted to file 200, 300 pages, he needed to file a motion to file overlength motion or brief. There is a procedure. Motions seeking approval to file an overlength motion or brief are disfavoured, but may be filed subject to the following. The motion shall be filed as soon as possible, but no later than 3 days before the underlying motion or brief is due, and shall be noted for consideration for the day on which it's filed. So essentially, 3 days before he was going to do whatever he's going to do, he needed to file a motion to say it's going to be long. It's probably my air conditioner. Sorry, just Brit. If it sounds like the wind, it's probably my air conditioner. I'm sorry. Yes, air conditioner. So the motion shall be no more than 2 pages in length and shall request a specific number of additional pages. So you need to actually state how many pages you need permission to file. No opposition to the motion shall be filed unless requested by the court. If the court grants leave to file an overlength motion, the brief in opposition will automatically be allowed an equal number of additional pages. In all cases, the reply brief shall not exceed 1/2 of the total length of the brief filed in opposition. So there you go. But there was no motion to file. Is he a CA attorney representing KJ? I thought he was I thought he was registered. I thought he was a WA state, because oh yeah, but I'm a wuss. I'm a wuss, Peter. Yeah. So, and then here's how to request to strike material contained in motion briefs or SIR reply. What he should have done was requested to strike the material. And here is how you do it. So, Mr. Brown, if you are watching, yes, he's from Seattle. If you're watching, Mr. Brown, you needed to request to strike the SIR reply or the presser pay. So, request to strike material contained in or attached to submissions of opposing parties shall not be presented in a separate motion to strike, but shall instead be included in the responsive brief and will be considered with the underlying motion. So that's how it says. The party must file a notice of intent to file a SIR reply as soon as receiving the reply brief. The SIR reply should be filed within 5 days. You missed it. And shall be strictly limited to addressing the request to strike. Extraneous argument or a SIR reply filed for any reason will not be considered. The SIR reply shall not exceed, 3 pages. You can see what else I'm up to. Oh, look, there's the one I had before. Huh. Where was I up to? That's the wrong one. Seriously, I'm hopeless sometimes. Seriously, because I was doing a reading before and I couldn't find that one before either. Where is it? Now I've lost it again. I tell you, there's some people that are just so silly. So silly. And it's funny, I can't do that again now that I want to do it. Yeah. Look, if it's not okay, I'm happy to turn it off. It's fine. To be honest with you, I don't want anybody to be suffering. So, just let me know. Because yeah, I wouldn't want that to happen. Right, here we go. Where are we? Here we go. Found it again. Yay! Gold star for me. No, that wasn't it. All right. All right, because we didn't get to the... all right, here we go. All right. So that's how you do it. SIR replies. Yep, so I was up to page 14. So motions for reconsideration, motions for relief from a deadline, cross motions, blah, blah, oppressor pay, how to do oppressor pay. So we're up to 7.1. Then we've got pleadings. and then other stuff. Right, form of pleadings, motions, and other filings. Page size of all pleadings, motions, and other filings shall be 8.5 by 11 inch. All pleadings, motions, or other filings should include margins and fonts. No less than 3 inches of space should be left at the top of the first page. All other margins must be at least 1 inch wide, although formatted lines and numbering, attorney information, the name of the judge to whom copies should be sent, and footers may be placed in the margins. Examples of correctly formatted pages are attached as Appendix A. Wow, they have given an example so that if you don't know what it looks like, you can actually follow the example. Yes, that's supposed to be sarcastic. The title, each pleading, motion, or other filing shall contain the words United States District Court, Western District of Washington on the first page, and in the space below the docket number, a title indicating the purpose of the paper and the party presenting it. Bottom notation: on the left side of the bottom page of each page, an abbreviated title of the pleading, motion, or other filing should be repeated, followed by the case number. The page number should be placed after the abbreviated title in the middle of the bottom of each page. At the right side of the bottom of each page, the law firm, if any, mailing address, and telephone number of the attorney or party preparing the paper should be printed or typed. All pleadings, motions, and other filings shall be dated and signed as provided by the Federal Court, LCR 11, and the court's electronic filing procedures. The court might not consider improperly signed or unsigned document. And we're up to numbering. Each pleading, motion, or other filing shall bear line numbers in the left margin, leaving at least 1/2 inch of space to the left of the numbers. Citation. In all cases where the court is to review the proceedings of an administration and agency, transcripts, deposition testimony, the parties shall, insofar as possible, cite the page and line of any part of the transcript or record to which their pleadings, motions, or other filings refer. Citations to documents already in the record include declarations, exhibits, and any documents providing previously filed must include a citation to the docket number and the page number. For example, docket number at P whatever, and citations to legal authority must include page numbers. Any documents requiring the signature of the court shall bear the signature of the attorney presenting it, preceded by the words presented by on the left-hand side of the last page, and shall provide as follows: dated this whatever day of insert month, insert year. Can't get it any easier. So now we've got here about the electronic filing of the copies here, but this is interesting. Courtesy copies. When documents that exceed 50 pages in length are filed electronically, a paper copy of the document shall be delivered to the clerk's office for chambers. So the judge literally would have had 500 sheets of paper come. The judge's copy shall not be delivered directly to chambers unless the judge is instructed. The copy for chambers shall be clearly marked with the words courtesy copy of electronic filing for chambers. The copies of all papers must indicate in the upper right-hand corner of the first page the name of the district court judge or magistrate judge to whom the copies are to be delivered. Courtesy copies must be delivered to the court no later than 12 p.m. on the business day after filing, except that courtesy copies of motions for temporary restraining orders and oppositions must be delivered the same day. So here we go. Hey, Harmony. Hello, everybody. Right. So anyway, they might have a history, Sammy J. They might have a history. They might know each other. Wow. There is an assumption. Well, yeah, I know, nearly 800 subs. I know, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? Cool. Harmony's finally got power. All right, so that's how. Then it says, in the circumstances where a judge's courtesy copy of a document is to be delivered to the court, it shall contain no items other than 8.5 by 11-inch paper unless the original items are being filed as exhibits. Copies may be filed in binders and the use of tabs and dividers. So that's how you do that. Then that talks about how to mark exhibits, how to mark originals. This is stuff you learn in university. How to write name and address of parties and attorneys. Pre-trial conferences, scheduling orders, and pre-trial statement, how that is supposed to be done, the review of evidence, the final pre-trial conference format, anything else. Here is a form for a pre-trial order. Look, you just fill in the gaps. So how it should be done. It even tells you need to put the jurisdiction, claims and defences, admitted facts and law, expert witnesses, other witnesses. And look, it even gives you how to lay that out. Takes you step by step. So we've got more here. Then it deals with class actions, how to deal with class actions. Then we're going to get into discovery. Now, don't forget, discovery has already been agreed upon by the two parties. Don't forget that. We've already agreed to discovery. So how depositions are supposed to be done, this lays that out. So here we've got all of this. So we're still going. There's 97 pages here. Trial by jury in the court, alternatives to dispute resolution, mediation, how it all lays out, arbitration, only up to page 45, we're only halfway. All right, individualized trial program, so lots of stuff here. Trial date, so scheduling cases for trial, how that happens, dismissal, consolidation, taking testimony and marking exhibits. Remember, I'm not a lawyer, so this is just my little, for me, this makes really a lot of sense. This is really easy. Yes, I did hear that, Dominus, that something happened. Yes. Didn't Keen? Yeah. All right, see you, Just Brew. All right, so then we've got jurors, about how to do jurors, deal with jurors. Judgment, how motion to tax costs and bill of costs, even how that should be done. I don't know if Brown's even looked at that. Default judgment, yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. So we keep going. Then we get into standards of professional conduct. You know what? I'm going to have to go to the loo already. I'm really, really sorry. I'll be back in a minute. I'm really sorry about that. Yes, I washed my hands, so I did do that. I've been to the toilet. I've been drinking lots of water because I finished at work at midnight last night, and I I was pretty whacked and I was pretty dehydrated, so I've been drinking lots of water. Yeah, well, that is one theory that I have swung to. Just going to Dummy's Guide to Filing Washington. It is really. Email it to Mr. Brown. Shall I highlight it? How utterly humiliating to him. KJ's attitude to how dare they criticise me is absolutely considering how, yes, that's true. Yeah. Oh, no. Imagine how upset and damaging to KJ's ego it would be knowing that Tati had her play by Arthur. It would. I'm trying to imagine Saltz's facial expression. Okay. All right. Wash my hands. Yeah, I know. I washed my hands. So I'm just going to catch up on the chat and then I'll start again. But I've left the local professional contact there for you. No, you can't you? You can't get a replacement play button. You should all email. Should do. Mum's gone. Yes, as I said, I went to the toilet so many times today. I'm human. Yes, I am human. She's only a man. All right. Swap my keys on the keyboard. Oh. The good thing is, with our restrictions being up, it means there'll be a crowd in the tennis tomorrow when I'm working, and people might actually get to sit in the chairs that I'm cleaning. Yesterday, I cleaned every back court. Oh, you get one play category per button. Wow. There was something she posted on Twitter which was very interesting, which I'll show you after this. She did a live Instagram, but she's taken all her frustrations out on the Duggars and sister wives. All right. So I've caught up again. Right. So this is, I don't remember who said it, but if KJ is off YouTube, she probably would go to another platform. Right. So this talks about the professional conduct, how to maintain good standing. So to show the auditor, yeah, so then they might get a show cause notice and they would have to show why they should have it, yeah. And then attorney discipline. Powers of an individual judge to deal with contempt or other misconduct not affected. Nothing contained in this rule shall be construed to limit or deny the court of the powers necessary to maintain control over proceedings before it, including the contempt powers. Nothing contained in this rule precludes the court from imposing sanctions for violations of the local rules, the Federal Court of Civil and Criminal Procedure, and other applicable statuses and rules. So grounds for discipline include... Sorry. Somebody... Yes, the cabbage there. All right, so violations of the standards of professional conduct, as in subsection A, disbarment, suspension, sanctions, or other attorney discipline imposed by any federal or state court, bar association, or other governing attorney, authority of any state, territory, possession, or the District Court of Columbia, or any other governing authority, conviction of any felony or misdemeanor, including dishonesty or corruption, misrepresentation or concealment of material fact made in application for admission to bar, a violation of this court's oath of attorney. So types of discipline is disbarment from practice of law before the court, suspension, interim suspension, and then reprimand and admonishment, and then all the stuff that they've got to do that. So how it happens if the discipline is initiated by the court, then there's a notice in the hearing. So it takes you through all of that. reciprocal discipline, discipline based on the criminal conviction, disciplinary orders, how that works, reinstatement. Okay, legal interns, so how they work, what their scope of practice is, what the supervising lawyer is supposed to do. And then we've got these rules as amended shall apply to every civil case pending in the Western District Court of Washington without regard to when the case was filed. These rules were last revised and effective the 1st of December 2012. So bankruptcy, remove cases, complex litigation. So it's all here. As you can see, it's fairly, they've used fairly simple language because this Australian has been able to work out what it means. This Australian. Yes, she's, I did feel the love, Laurie. It was really good. I mean, I thought later, I mean, I don't want any of you thinking that I was doing, but one thing that you'll learn about me is that I wear my emotion, like I can't hide my emotions. So you will know when I'm having a good day and when I'm having a bad day, because I can't hide it. So there's no fakery. So that is that. And look, here is some emotions. This is how they want you to fill them out. Look, they're all here. They give you examples of how they want things filed. Like, hello, wakey, wakey, Mr. Brown. Wake up, Brown. So I want to show you her Twitter next because there's something really interesting on her Twitter. If I had a platform, I'd use it just to flirt with Rick and just torment anyone and see how comfortable. Oh, well, if we're on Zoom, gentlemen, I'd just give you a room. Oh, dear. So was pushing for this to go to Cal. Imagine how much. Yes, I wouldn't want that. What do you actually have to do to be shut down? No idea. Sunshine, that is the $50 million question. She has done lots of that stuff, and I don't know how she got away with it either. That's a good question, isn't it? All right. Well, we are now all have gone through the Washington local civil laws, and we know how and what to file. Yeah, I wear my emotions on the sleeve. Yeah. Remember when uncivil first sucked me in the Bishop? Oh dear. Well, sure, she sure has. I left when she was trying to get me to be porter. Yes. Yeah. So there was something that she's put on. There's a couple things that she's put on her Twitter today. So you'll see here, Jill Duggar might be feuding with Justin and Claire Spivey. Duggar. Cody's revenge. Cody Brown slams Christine for ruining his life, allegedly. But this is the one that was very interesting. This was the only post that occurred today that was not related to well, that's why he gets the $450 an hour or whatever it is, because he's probably tired. He needs to have a sleep. All kids go through rough patches. It's hard. So this is what KJ has written. I have purposely ignored almost everything happening on YouTube for 2 weeks. I've not read or responded to negative comments. I've ignored people's attempt to draw me back in, and I must say I haven't been this happy or focused in months. Always ignore the noise and keep moving. So some of these replies are amazing. Bing, bang, bong, it's defamation, hun. Oh, dear. She said, and I quote, purposefully ignoring and has hidden dozens of tweets. Can't make this beep up. What she needs to be doing is finding another lawyer that won't charge her $10,000 to file upon a rule revoked 9 years ago. Brown, an expert. Oh, dear. I purposely ignored everything but the hide button. That's right. So I'm fine to it. And then someone else says, impossible. She's ignoring it all. Just keeps moving. I tell you, it was the comments that really made this. So these are all the ones that she's hidden. All right. Damn Heidi, calm down. Damn Heidi. Oh, really, Michelle? I got 800. Wow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Oh, dear. Characterizing your actions as laying low is actually hilarious. Girls, stop it. Oops. Then there's another one. Oh, yes, purposely ignoring. Oh, I know. Too funny. Who's going to pay for Brown not knowing what rules everyone else are playing by? Like, isn't knowing the jurisdiction rules the entire reason she hired him as a Washington lawyer? But he doesn't know about a local rule in Washington. Gas was abolished 9 years ago. Truly pathetic. I'm sure Babs was not amused. What KJ has to remember, she asked for this. She taunted Tati to sue her. You reap what you sow. I know I start to feel bad for Katie because she doesn't seem to have sufficient representation, but then she goes on Twitter and lies as if we aren't watching. I'd be really bad if I didn't know she'd be gloating, absolutely beaming if this was happening to someone she doesn't like. Say Tati was in her shoes with Swanson. We'd know she'd have this big eating grin on her face reporting this. Absolutely. There is a way to report on things without being downright mean and invasive. Emily, for example, has been more gracious towards Katie, even though Katie has been terrible to Emily. Emily could drag her, but has chosen not to, just as an example. So they're the block tweets. So following KJ's logic, every day is opposite day. How long was Uncivil's video streamed? I don't know. I have no idea, to be honest with you. Oh, that was funny, wasn't it? Anyway, so there was more there. Where is it? Oh, yeah. So there were 16 comments all up. So they were the blocked ones. Someone says, I think you need to get a new attorney. I honestly don't understand how a lawyer with such impressive credentials has filed motions that can't be filed and violated local and standard rules. Oh, and let's not forget missed deadlines. Yikes to the max. Don't forget the initial disaster piece that had more misspelt words than the first grader's book report and spelt Katie's right name wrong 3 different ways. Oh, dear me. Hey, everybody. Michelle says, but as KJ says, she has an attorney who's an expert in this field. Apparently, you think he put a motion that was published in 2012. 2012, that's 9 years ago. Oh, okay. Right. This just jumped on me. No, there is a live. I've got a live to show you. Oh, this will be her next punch on her victim card. I had the bad legal. She will do that, yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to quote Emily shortly. I'm going to quote Emily too, because she did say something that made a lot of sense, and I do have to agree with her as well. I had to stop following a couple of newspapers because their articles will trigger me into arguing with idiots. Sometimes it's better not to know world events for a little while. Self-control is important. Do what you do best. No drama. And then someone else has just gone, whatever. Then they've put in the hidden replies here. And then someone else has thanked them for showing that in hidden replies. That's it. Yep. Ignore the noise, but hides the comments. I think KJ has an expert in the field. Maybe he performs well as the head bull. Maybe. How happy are you now that your renter lawyer made you pay for a motion that is not allowed to be heard? You need a new counsel. The judge is peeved. Too bad you can't face the music. There's a lot of hidden replies. Someone else says, be nice. And they've said I was being honest. Head bull in the china shop. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if she did that or whether that was just someone trying to get a response out of uncivil. But what happened was he just made savage. Oh, she did she, Rick? Did she really? He should do a. You know what she would do? You know what she did when somebody allegedly did it to her? She told everybody to go mass strike at them. That's what she said. Okay, so someone says, after the drunk you've pulled, you're pretty much dead in the YouTube community. She honestly is the laughing stock of the YouTube community. She's a disgrace to the platform. No amount of ignoring or pushing through it is going to prove any different. She did this to herself. 100%. Well, you can. Yeah. So that's the Wheel of Fortune bankrupt. I believe it. I can't wait for her to try and shut down Snapchat screenshots channel when she got. Yeah. So there's that one. Someone's laughed at that. Tell me again how happy you are when you eventually go bankrupt paying lawyers' fees. You better stay focused on pumping out those videos since you are the sole provider and all your money goes to your lawyer. The hidden replies beg to differ. Quit lying to yourself, Katie. You are bothered. She got canned today. Really, this got me blocked. Someone is extra sensitive tonight. Welcome to the club. She can't handle the truth. She's trying to hide replies, but I'm here to show her subs her true self. We all do. We were all subs of hers until we have all seen her problematic, nasty behaviours. I guess she's going to learn the hard way. Someone needs to do a coffee table book with all these brilliant replies to her tweets. I know. Peter says, hey, she wanted engagement on Twitter. She did. She wanted engagement on Twitter. She said no one follows her on Twitter. No one talks to her on Twitter. So then it says, no matter how many replies she hides, I will be there to let her followers exactly see who she is. And here comes Zag. There comes Zag. Wow. You know, this makes you appear obsessed, cruel, and mentally questionable, right? Seriously, nothing that happens on the entirety of YouTube should affect your real life in such a negative way, except propagandist lies of the crazy QAnon conspiracies that are destroying democracy. Oh, Tanya, you had to take a break. I'm sorry that you had to take a break. I try to do it a little bit lightheartedness because it's hard. She has no defense. She had to make a play for her, and yes. So here's Zaggy. Oh, what in the F are you babbling on about, Zag? You are the epitome of the supposed friend, but you're not. You are actually making things worse for Krusty. What are you going on about, QAnon? WTF is that? Have you nothing better to do? Have you no other things to do? Your time's up, and so is hers. I find it somehow admirable that you continue to suck up her backside. But there comes a time, like I did, and many others, by the way, that enough BS from her is enough. So there's 3. I'm just trying to find, because I think Zag responds, because I saw a response earlier, but maybe they've gone. This is like a rabbit hole. There was another response from there was another response. Oh, here we go. All right. So STFU, if you feel so bad for her, why don't you offer to pay her mounting legal fees? Isn't that what friends are for? Don't be part of the problem for her, be the solution for her, and donate your money for her lawyer's fee. That's what ride or dies are for, right? I'll wait. Oh, dear. She will never be like him. She's that's right. Please give me a like. Yes, thank you. I ride and die for no one except family. I certainly wouldn't for a woman I watch on YouTube. How utterly silly. I don't donate anything to other than politics, homeless shelters, veterans, MS Society, and educational groups. Heck, I don't even donate to the Muscular Dystrophy Association. Well, guess what, Zag? Maybe you should. Then we've got, and the fact that you use the words ride or die make you sound like a real goof. Using the same terminology in the tweet I'm responding to. You must think Katie is a liar is a goof too, right? Their term, not mine. Given I am in a wheelchair, it accurately describes my form of locomotion. I'd only lay down for my life for my family. Why does this agitate you so much? Yes, you had supposedly given her that, yes. What will it solve if jurisdiction is changed? She'll be back to square one and all that money down. Yet your actions on any KJ3 completely contradict what you just said. Do you know how utterly stupid that sounds, that it's just a woman you watch on YouTube, yet you constantly on her Twitter fighting her battles, trying to salvage a disgraced reputation from a career based on everything you stand against. You contradict everything you say. Well, you are a real loser that loves to pick fights with anyone, don't you? How about you get a life? So These are very long. So, yeah. So yes, she's got all her engagement here. There is another one that I saw. So let's have a look. So we saw that one, we saw that one. We're down to here. All right. So someone got blocked. All right. So yeah, here's a suggestion. Raffle off one of those custom one-of-a-kind quilts that you make and gather up some donations for your dear friend Katie. I mean, you see how she always goes into bat for her friends when they need her. Example, Lorianne threw her under a bus. She's not my friend, nor does she need my money, but I do raffle my quilts quite often for good causes. Would you like to participate in my next one? She threw no one under a bus. KJP has repeatedly said she's friendly but not friends with her members. This is not confusing. It does sound like Zag's mother, honey. You are correct. KJ has a mother. No, these people aren't part of any subgroups. No. Break up the myth. Sometimes I wonder, Rick. And mysterious new subs. Yes, 1,000 of them. A cross between a monster, and a mother. She hasn't had time to. Oh dear. All right. So, okay, Opie. So she's not friends with Jessie Bear. She's not friends with you. She wasn't friends with Lorianne. She's not friends with Chopper Lady. Wow. In what world have you lived in? Are you or were you in her Discord server? Were you? She fakes money from you and you aren't friends. Never been on Discord in my life. Don't even know how I join one. Why don't you ask Katie? She'll get you in there. Better be careful though. I heard not so nice things happening in her Discord. Super secret things she doesn't want to get out. Apparently what happens in, I don't know what this is, but I haven't seen this. So let's find out what it is together. Okay, so it says, Scarlett says, I think the best bet would be contact Katie through Insta or Twitter. Don't know how she handles giving it out, honestly.
No, we don't handle up. No, Discord. We don't pass out the Discord link. Why are you sending the Discord link? What? Please delete the Discord link. Why are you sending out the Discord link? I have to. Can somebody delete that comment, please? Teresa, please don't share that link. No, we're not sharing invites. No. It's an invite only. It's not, no. Now people can get in. I am the person that sends the link. Nobody on my team is supposed to send the Discord links. I'm not trying
Oh dear. She's not very happy.
to be rude, but like it's not a public server. It's only for my members, and now I'm gonna have to delete all my stuff again on the server. literally just got in. Who's Bubba? Like, I don't know who Bubba is. No. Anyone, even if it's only members, everyone can see what's typed here. I'm deleting my server.
No, it's just so then it's like she's so damn stupid. She never had to delete the Discord server to begin with. You just set roles, and if someone doesn't have a role, they can't see stuff. But clearly she didn't take the time to learn how to use the platform. It also wouldn't make good drama. So there you go. She had a Discord server. So, okay, so that's her Twitter. So there you go. All right, so that's that one. So let me just share with you. I've just got a quote here from Emily. I wrote it down so I would remember it. So I'm just going to read it because I don't want to mess it up. This is, no client should have to pay for things they shouldn't. No client should have to pay for things they shouldn't have to pay for. No client should be paying for a motion that legally cannot be brought. I don't care what you all think of KJ. All of you should be outraged on her behalf. Everyone deserves good legal representation. Everyone deserves to have their lawyer do their best on their behalf. And this ain't it for me. That was Emily today. And I agree. I absolutely agree. It's an outrage that he stuffed up. And then he's going to charge her. And it's an outrage that she has to do that. She just threw a midi patty just to show, yes, that's right. Way before the war. Yeah, that was from last year. Yes. No, we don't know the whole story, Swim too. But the fact is that whatever has happened, he's messed up. Unless KJ brought this to him as a, well, that's the thing. I mean, a couple of scenarios that I played out that I have thought was she was just so persistent about it that he just wanted to stop her from talking to him, and so he did it just to appease her. The other thing is, then I thought, well, he's so focused on saltzy that he's lost all sense of anything else. Laura says, I said Brown was a cowboy a long time ago, and I was right. He might have said not a good idea, and she said go to. I mean, that could be quite plausible as well. He may have even said we can't do it, and she's going, well, I'm going to pay you, you know, or maybe she put on the waterworks. I don't know, but she may have done something, you know. It's really, we don't know the full story, but it is pretty bizarre, Nikki. It's 9 years, and he's supposed to be an experienced lawyer. Everything on his biography states that this is not a mistake. That this is not a mistake, that he wouldn't make this type of mistake. So I don't know what happens. Yeah, it's been doing that. I think that's a YouTube thing. Harmony? It's a YouTube thing. There's been lots of interesting things that pop up. Well, I mean, that was one of my thoughts, that she's badgered him to do it. But then I don't really want to, at the end of the day, he's her lawyer. He's supposed to he is supposed to. She could. You are right, Harmony. She could have written it. Yeah, I know. I am going to put in some words that will need to get approved as well. I read the transcript today of the last hearing. Brown sounded like he really feels like Saltzy was accusing him and KG about being hackers. But the thing is, yeah, I'm wondering whether Brown has taken it so personally that he's not actually seen it, that he can't take the emotion out of it. So it's just, it's just really weird. He was supposed to be the professional, that's right. Or a drongo, or a flaming galah. all the slang. I was working with a Colombian last night at work, and she sort of got stuck here with the pandemic. And she was saying that she heard some, they were living near a house that was being built, and she said she heard all these tradesmen talking, and she said, I didn't understand a word of it because they were all talking slang. So I was teaching her some of the Australian slang that I've taught all of you guys. And in the end, and then she was trying to teach me Spanish, but me teaching her Australian slang went a lot better than her trying to teach me Spanish. Well, I guess that is true. But, I mean, he needed to say no. I mean, all he needed to do, all he needed to do was show her the law. It's there in black and white. The motion to shorten the time has been abolished. Yes, you did, Dominus. You might keep going. I'll have to put you into timeout. It is an embarrassment. How embarrassment. Hi, Wind Whiskers. Hey, hello. Well, okay. So, after all of this played out, there was a live last night that lasted. Her last couple of lives have only lasted a couple of minutes. Right? Her last couple of lives have only lasted a couple of minutes. And because last night, in one of her lives, Todd actually goes to the bathroom and she tells him off for that she can hear him peeing. I'm going to see if I can find that because I think Reddit had that. That was hilarious. Today's live follows on from, she did 3 videos today because, she's got to make her money. I don't know whether she's listening to, there is a part of me that feels for her. So I want to thank Llama Girl for this. I heard about the toilet. Oh, he must have had the door open while he done the work. One of the Reddit team has actually enhanced the audio, and you can hear it. And he's not very happy. He tells her to get off the live, which I thought was really interesting. So he sounds like he's getting sick of her being on all the time. Right. So here we go. Let's have a look. So thank you to Llama Girl for this.
My video out about Audrey. It's really good. I have not been on Instagram lives. I've not been doing a lot of lives lately. I've been taking some time to decompress.
So she hasn't been doing a lot of lives lately. She's been taking the time to decompress. She's been taking the time to decompress. Llama Girl always brings it. You are correct. And the only way I could do it was to screen record it. So, but as I said, I'm giving credit. Llama Girls, thank you.
To re-energize and stay focused. So go to the channel, check out all the new stuff. Yeah, this video is a debunking video. So I was saying earlier, Puddin, that this is
so the TV is on in the background. So I believe that this has to do with mastitis. Okay. Now you're going to hear expert advice here, okay? So someone says, my sister got mastitis, ended up with abscess surgery, had got antibiotics. She said she had an allergic reaction. Someone else will tell her that she's speaking BS, that there are scientific papers on mastitis. All right. And she's saying that mastitis is a bacterial infection and has to be treated. You can't treat it. You have to go see a doctor and get antibiotics for it. Because somebody says about how, when I had it after my kids, they said that you had to just keep feeding through it and put cabbage leaves on. But apparently, no, that is not right. Oh, really? That's really sad, Kim.
Mastitis is actually a bacterial infection, and it will not, an inflammation is not a bacterial infection. So, oh, that's hilarious. This lady's crazy. Correct. She said my sister had to have an abscess. She had allergic reaction too. Doc thought she was going to have to remove her boob. It was that bad. Correct. No, that's not the best treatment. Breastfeeding through it is not the best treatment. The best treatment is to go to a doctor. Go to your doctor. If you have a bacterial infection in your breast, go to your doctor. All right, you guys. Bye.
And that was it. That was it. You heard it. You heard it here first. But, you know, it's just really weird. Like, I remember when I went to the doctor for it, and he goes, you just got to keep going through it. You just got to keep feeding. Go keep feeding. Admittedly, that was 20 years ago, but, you know, I mean, you know. But I didn't realize that she had that. So there's a video that she's done where she's now, I think it's Audrey Wolof, I think. It's a block milk duck. Of course it is. Because she did a video on it, apparently, allegedly. I don't know. I haven't seen it. Yeah. Gail, you feel relieved? I mean, I can't believe I've done it wrong. I did it wrong all these years. That's right, Harmony. They tell you there's nothing that they can. If it is an infection, they will deal with it. Otherwise, it's not. Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah, cabbage leaves, isn't it? Cabbage leaves, yes. Oh, even you know that, Rick? Like to see a doctor, Rick. I know. Yeah. Yeah, she was. And then he spoke again and then stopped. Emma stays. Yes, that's right. That's why if it doesn't clear up, you go to your doctor. But because if you go see your nurse, they'll tell you, yeah. Ha ha, you may or may not have. Funny that, isn't it? All right, here we go. This is from the Reddit team. This is called P-Gate Round 2. This is hilarious. This is hilarious.
Very much. Heat wave.
Hey, Todd, you don't want to close the door. Did you hear that? Just do that again. Listen.
Very much. Heat wave.
Hey, Todd, you don't want to close the door. Oh, boy. Yes, that's right. And what they covered up was apparently she put the phone down between her legs. That's the bit that they've covered up just to make it. Just to make it. Well, that's right, Matters. Now, here's something else for you. There has been this, it says here, I cracked the case. No wonder Katie dreams about Cody Brown. He looks eerily similar to her husband. So there you go. I don't know if there's your comment had to be approved. She did say, she kept talking about being Cody's fifth wife. Did someone say that they thought, oh yeah, Kim said she thought it was Todd at first. Yeah, well, that's what people are saying. Okay. I'm glad somebody else thought he does look like Cody, so. You haven't heard my kids' doors all closed because they're all just closed in disgust. All right. This is a very interesting one. Someone's done this. So this is there was a video, and I actually saw it on the red stream today, which really got me angry. But someone, again, our Reddit team, well, anyway, congratulations, Harmony. So someone says, I'm just going to try and make this bigger if I can, because I can't really see it. This video is disgusting. You're so rude, Katie. You seem to be stretching a bit on everything. Sigh, I used to enjoy this channel, but it seems like everything is such a stretch with Douglas and you. This is one of your meanest, worst videos. They can't do anything right in your eyes. You just seem to pick on everything she says and does. I hope so that tomorrow KJ goes to a lawyer and asks for settlement if Tiny wants to shut up. Wants her to shut up. It could be part of this minute, not to mention Tiny again. Yeah. All right, then it says, Benny's not wearing a turtleneck. It's for sun protection. I'm not sure what difference it makes that it was a garden spade. What happened to your face? Ben's in a rash guard, I think. They give UV protection, and a lot of them have necks for added protection. So honestly, he's probably just wearing it because his skin is fair, but who knows? I'm pretty sure it's a rash. So she was criticizing him about what he was wearing to the beach. She said it was a turtleneck, but we call them a rashie. We call them rashies. That's not a turtleneck. They are rash guard shirts and sometimes can have built SPF in them, depending on the manufacturer. My husband is high risk for melanoma. He wears rash guards all the time in summer. Oh, thanks, Harmony. That, you know, as I said, it just happens every now and then. Normally I laugh about it, but yeah, just every now and then they get to me. That's a rash guard, not a turtleneck. So essentially she criticised the Jessa and Ben because they went to the beach. The kids didn't wear shoes. He wore what she called a turtleneck. The kids stayed in their wet bathers. Don't want to come to Australia because, like, she would not like what people wear to the beach. And we don't wear shoes a lot. And we put the towels on our seats to get home. So Benny's wearing a rashie. Here in Sydney, Australia, I have a long sleeve one because of our hot summer. I get burnt. Nothing wrong with what Benny's wearing. OMG, that is not a turtleneck. That is obviously a shirt made for the beach. It serves as a rash guard when surfing and protects the neck from sunburn. They sell these at LL Bean and other places to use specifically at the beach. Have you ever visited a beach, Katie? Thank you, Rick. The other thing is that one of the kids had a garden spade, not a beach spade. So they took their own spade, which was a garden spade. What else did she criticise them for? Oh, yeah, Ben was telling that they were talking about the ocean and the kids were talking about the ocean. So rather than talking about the science of the tides and the waves, they said God made them. I mean, that's what that was my answer to my kids when they were little anyway. Because I was going to go into deep detail. Say, oh, yeah, God did it. She's never taken him swimming. They've probably never been to the beach. Rashes are very common. No, my Uncle Tiny, he isn't Aussie and says his name like that, even though it's Tony. Wears Speedos. Yeah, Speedos. Yeah. Yeah, Speedos. So quite often you might get Speedos and a rashie, but the rashie is just to protect from the sun. Sandals from March to November. Yeah, I think it was a birthday gift. Yes. And the other thing is that kids get little gardening sets anyway. So yeah, it really annoyed me. The video was well, apparently you're supposed to wear sandals when you're supposed to wear shoes when you walk on the sands, apparently. Oh, I don't think he does. So then it says, missed the mark on the commentary on this one. Too much like the stuff you did back when you started. Your videos were much better when they were less snarky, especially about normal things. I think you're trying to create controversy where there isn't any. She literally showed a few minutes of a trip. You're desperately reaching for stuff to complain about. I'm sure there was much more that she didn't show. She probably didn't show much because it opens her up to more criticism. Seems only logical to take the garden spade. It seems so much sturdier than a plastic cheap toy. So she was criticizing Jessa because she was videoing the holiday. Then they went out for ice cream and the boys were only allowed to have vanilla ice cream because she didn't want to get the rashies dirty. I can understand that. I think you're reaching, Katie, as usual, picking apart this video. I can pick all your comments apart, but I won't get into that. Really, this is a total clickbait. Everything they did was normal. The things you're complaining about are very trivial, as in not a big deal. How was it the worst trip ever? Seriously, mum shaming for her for the spade. I took my kids to the beach with garden tools. The turtleneck, yes, my son does it because he fries in seconds, and the doctor told him it was best to wear a light-coloured turtleneck to protect his arms and son from further sun damage. Your video is so rude. You don't want people to judge your parenting, so maybe you need to stop mocking and judging her. Take your own advice. I'm sorry, but it sounds like you're mum shaming, something you wouldn't want people to do to you. Do you show your interactions and comforting of your son on camera? So one of the kids started crying, had fallen over. It wasn't her, and she just said, "Oh, brush off the dirt, brush off the dirt." And so she said that Jessa didn't have any relationships with her son. I can show you the video just so that you can see that what I'm saying is correct, and that I'm not making this up. You are so critical. I knew a kid who loved vacuums. That's what he wanted. The Bible is absolutely true. You must be a perfect mum. All right. Katie, this video is really disgusting. You claim to support women, but your mum shamed her throughout the video for minor things. Those are her kids, not yours. Would you like her to pick you apart? I seriously doubt it. The way you relentlessly attack Christianity is alarming and borderline obsessive. Would you attack any other religion like that? What if a family was reading the Quran to their kids instead of TV? Would you attack that? I know my words will never get through to you. No one's do, but I can't sit silently. It's so disgusting. You do. Yeah. Well, we're in summer now. I'll still get burnt. So, I've seen here, yeah. She does, doesn't she? All right. So I think you are a bit over judgmental. I'm in New Zealand and we often dress in what we call rash shirts. These prevent sunburn. We would never wear shoes on the beach. Chocolate ice cream stains even after it's been washed. Ivy is still in nappies, which could explain why she had to be changed. That's the other thing, because she said she complained about she changed Ivy but not the boys. Yeah, so at one point in the video, Jessa asks one of the boys not to flick sand on the bags. This is more likely where their lunch was, their towels and other toys. I don't believe beach day was a normal part of Jessa's upbringing, so judging her for feeling happier, filming it, then getting in and dirty is a bit of a judgy call. I don't think it's normal to not watch TV with young children, especially on holiday, but the Bible study did tend to go on too long for that age group. I thought they had a great time, and the way Ben was doing the Bible study was very age appropriate. You're such a judgmental person. So these are all her comments on her video. Katie, he's fine. So every single time he falls or gets wet, she has to treat him like a baby. I usually watch your videos, but you're being a jerk. I think it's ridiculous that you made some type of smart larky comment about the garden spade. That digs as well as plastic shovel, if not better. Stop nitpicking. It doesn't matter. New white shirts. She changed their shirts. They can have more than one white shirt. You are so vicious. You're reaching. Henry wanted to bring his birthday spade. Why not? And I think it's fine. They got him that. Maybe he wanted something to dig with. Lots of parents let kids change wet clothes in the car. Spurgeon changed his dirty swim shirt. Henry's wasn't dirty. Maybe Ivy dirtied her pants and got it on her sunsuit, so they changed their clothes. Obviously, Jessa didn't want to go into water, and no towel. That wouldn't get all the sand off Spurgeon. He needed a rinse off in the seawater. As for TV, the kids do watch TV. But they intended to take their kids outdoors and didn't want them glued to the TV. Jessa said they couldn't watch in the evening. That's right, it is a good thing. That's right, Harmony. All right, so Spurgeon was in a white polo shirt, not his swim shirt. Pay attention, he changed his shirt. So there were lots of comments. All right. I'm curious as to why you're always talking about this family. What is your issue with what they do or anything? I'm subscribed to some of their channels and saw her video yesterday. There was absolutely nothing wrong with her video or her family. Kids are going to be kids, and kids are going to yawn when they first wake up. So what's the deal with you on that? Wow, such hate in your videos. Saying she's a bad parent because she's filming. Probably not, is she? Probably she's not filming the whole day, only parts of it. It is the same if I would say you don't spend time with your kid but only make videos trashing others. Seems like you could better spend time with your family. Getting everything out of perspective and putting shame on others for trying different ways of spending time and teaching your kids about God speaks more of sacrifice and love than to give them all the TV time. I'm sure later on they will have their little screen time. Hooray for parents who try to do things differently and taking all the garbage you put on them. Getting things out of perspective, how miserable to put every best intentions such bad light. We should encourage each other in parenting. We each have different views. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. But she doesn't have she has no idea yeah. Little Red showed the video on her channel today, and like I actually was yelling at my screen because it was really bad. Like I couldn't believe what she was coming up with. Yeah, they are the only videos her subs watch. They got ice cream and went upset about getting vanilla. I filmed a lot when my daughter was little. We didn't wear shoes on the boardwalk all of the time. I wouldn't want stains on their shirts. I taught my daughter about the Bible. I don't see issues you're bringing up about this. As a Christian, we're supposed to teach our kids about the Bible. Yes, they are a different type of family, but aren't we all? Anyway, so these were all the comments. Look at this. Kids do not need to sit in front of the TV. Show me one person who hasn't had to listen to their parents' stories or lectures or lessons while bored. Bible or no Bible, they will sit in and engage in as a family. Well, there's a good point. Ben can wear whatever he wants. How judgmental. I played with garden tools and much worse as a kid, as did almost every kid my generation. They were being supervised. She did console him. Told him he's okay and the sun will dry it. She's a bad mum for teaching him how to fall and get back up. White shirt, she chooses vanilla instead of chocolate ice cream. OMG, she's the devil. Why are you so judgmental? I get you have a drama channel, but, you know, none of these things make her a bad mum or a bad family. Maybe spend some time being nice. Stop hating and criticizing so much. You might find it goes a long way for your soul. That's right. Yeah, well, because she was saying that Katie's argument was the kids wanted to watch TV, but they had to listen to their dad instead, talking about the Bible. So, and so she was saying that it wasn't fair.
Crystal ball, still not die.
So that's what that was her point that she was saying. Well, if you believe her Twitter, she doesn't. So there is something. So this is as a response. So KJ wrote, I can't believe Claudia Conway got voted to Hollywood. Her voice was so basic. I feel bad saying that her parents were on the show pretending they are narcissistic abusers. And this was what Zag said. Remember, she's still a kid. You're welcome to your opinion of quality of talent. but it's a little mean and simplistic to call her basic. Not really a critique, is it? Just a jab at her. The panel heard something, so a little patience. See what happens before we shred her self-esteem. Yeah, she doesn't have any... she can't criticize anybody. Well, that's right. So it was weird.
Easily.
So, all right, I've got something else to show you too. We're probably going to have an early night tonight because I've got another late night of work tomorrow night, my last night of work, and then my university starts. Yay! And I've got to do a major project. So I've got to either do an EP or one of the suggestions is a musical. Seriously, that is one of it. I could legitimately talk about. I could legitimately write a musical for uni. All right. So I saw this today. This was I thought it was hilarious. It wasn't funny to the people. Now this is, I don't know whereabouts this is, but this is in the air. Well, Gail lives in Queensland, so this is from Queensland. I got this from the local TV, their local TV station. All right, let's have a look.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Oh my God, just keep driving. You concentrate on the road. Oh my God. And the wipers? Oh my God. Ah! What are you doing? Keep driving. Car, honey. Oh my God. We're standing in the light. Let's pull up here, these lights up here. Oh my God. Oh, but who's going to get out? How are we going to get out? I mean, he's got a shovel. I'd like to pull up here before these comes up here. No, you can't. Look at him pointing at this guy. I just cast this up. I'm going to pull up over here. I'm going to pull up over this way. Do you like our friend? What are we going to do? Oh, you're going. Oh, look at him. Oh, my God. I'm my window up.
So there you go. I saw that today and I was laughing. I thought it was funny. So that's up in far North Queensland. So up Cairns, Townsville. Yeah, as Gail said, they're quite crazy up there. So she said everyone has to check their homes and cars. Okay, so to go back here. So I'm doing music. So I'm doing music. I'm actually doing it remote for the first semester. I've decided to stay remote. Thank you, Harmony. Someone mentioned somewhere that previously had 2 lawsuits. Yes, so one was the jelly juice lawsuit, and I don't know about the other one. Was it Jillian, the Biggest Loser lady, wasn't it? Jillian somebody. Yeah. Yeah, the snakes, so one snakes lover, yeah. Under car bonnets. I'd be yelling out the window. I believe it was a python, so it wasn't. It wasn't a deadly snake. It wasn't a snake that was going to harm anybody, but it was a python. I think he chucked it off. He grabbed it by the tail. Yeah, Peter says she had one on her doorstep today hiding from the rain. There goes my plans to ever move down under. So Michelle says brown snakes are nasty. They are dangerous. Sunning itself in the front lawn last week. Sun thought it was a good enough reason to mow the lawn the next day. Well, that would be a good reason. Jurisdiction unsuccessful. That's why she feels smug now. That's correct. Yeah, see, I think I'm up to 800 now. I mean, it'd be great to get to 1,000, but yeah. So I've just got to decide whether to do. I've got a couple of things that I'm either going to re-release all the songs that I've done and put them onto an album, make them into an album, and I've got a couple of other things to do, or I'm going to write a musical, or I'm going to do. So I don't know. I don't know who was the attorney because they were in different places. But from what I've worked out, she hasn't really learnt. Now, there was some other stuff that I came across. I've come across quite a few interesting things about. Let's have a look. Definitely Tuddy is the one that's got the money that can make her take it all the way. Paul. Only Dominant wants to hire you as a lawyer. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Well, the fact that there is one downvote is pretty good. It's all pretty good. I'm just going to see if I can find out. So I thought there was one in May. There's a Facebook. Well, yeah, that's right. All these things. She thinks she's done nothing wrong. If you look at the declaration, this is going to be driven by James. Yes, correct. So, yeah, I've just come across this. Look at this. This is from June. This is from June. Tadi Westbrook is threatening to sue me for implying several things, but one is so literally facepalm. She says my insinuation that she tarnished James Charles' reputation, caused him to lose millions, is a blatant lie. What gaslighting 101. So that's from her video. A beauty influencer is trying to silence me. Tadi needs to chill and stay in her lane. She literally started all of this. It says, nope, she didn't. She didn't do any of that bit. Well, if that isn't the consequence of her own actions, nope. And she increased her sales isn't because of that video either. First, Jilly, now Tanya, you obviously are quite influential. So that's her. So this is the video where she got the dangerous medical advice, allegedly. So she posts on Facebook as well. It's all about it. So this is right. So this is what she was critical of. she was critical of the spade. She was critical that the boys, and he's in a rashi. She called it a turtleneck. So this caused all the problems. So again, even looks like even Facebook. It looks like even Facebook went after her. Boys should be wearing swim shirts, and they're more sun protective and long sleeve. Very see-through, can get sunburnt. She probably is. I mean, we all are. So essentially what she puts on her Twitter, she puts on her Facebook by the looks of it. Well, we haven't even got the jurisdiction sorted out yet. I mean, that's the whole thing. What on earth is going on? She actually enjoyed talking about being sick, didn't she? Oh, the part. Yeah, that's right. She's enjoyed it. That's right. There've been some proactive, but she was talking about the fact that they were walking along we call it pier, other places call it jetty, you call it boardwalk, without shoes on. If you've just been in the water and on the sand, you're not going to put shoes on. So, you know, it's just bizarre. If I were Tony, I'd stay away from it completely because, well, that's right. She's destroying herself. You're right, Kim. Yeah. Correct. That is correct. That's okay. Good night, Gail. I think because KJ got the others thrown out of... Yes, I think she did think it was right. Time for a diary and a hot cup. Yes, you did spell it right. Wind whispers. See, you've just been all well educated. Yeah. You've just learnt so much. So I hope you've all got your travel list sorted out. I was going to go then start straight. Thank you, Rick. I hope you've got your list of where you want to go to when you come to Australia, everybody, whether you want to go to the bottoms or not. All right, see you, Kim. Because we have lots of those. bizarre place names. And Hell Froze Over reminded me of another one that was Poowong. So, very flexible. True. Yeah, it's almost 6 a.m. Wow. My itinerary is full of great destinations. That's good. I just don't know when you can all... The top of the list is like... That's... Top of list, Joe's house. Cool. I've got a bit of room. Of course, but you got to get in. You got to get into the country first. That's the problem. You got to get into the country first. And do you know how to play tennis? Because apparently tennis players can get in rather quick, easily. Party at my house. I can only have 5 of you from midnight tonight. So, only 5. Only 5 indoors, 20 outdoors. But they can have 7,500 at the tennis. You're going to take a tour of all the bottoms. That was mainly in Tasmania, wasn't it? if I remember rightly. I love tennis. Are you able to watch the tennis from the US? I know somebody in Canada that I know. She used to live in Australia, have relocated to Canada. She watches it all the time. Sorry, I just dawned. Work wants to send me to Melbourne, and I'm hesitant. Well, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. I just don't know. It's just look, until we get the until we know whether the vaccine is going to work and is effective, we're gonna go through lockdowns more and more. Oh, you guys. So I got 55 likes. So thank you for all the likes. And did somebody say at 800? So that's pretty amazing. I never thought that I'd actually get 800 subs. I didn't think I'd get like 500, let alone 800. Wow. You guys are more than welcome to come and see. Cool. Actually, I think I'm scared I can't come home. It will cost me $2,500. Yes, well, that's the problem. And would you have to would you have to quarantine back again? Sorry, I lost the sub. I'm at 799. I lost the sub. I'm not at 800 anymore. I'm on 799. Tennessee, hey? Obviously, KJ didn't like watching herself. Hey, Christopher Analyze. Hello, Nikki. Yeah. It says 797 for you. I just refreshed and it says 799. Just found this. I've just done some Googling. This is back in November. So, because she doesn't like, 799. Oh, Michelle says, in South Australia, we had a huge amount of spiders. I had them sprayed, literally hundreds of redbacks in my landscape yard, expecting a mouse play. Wow. Yep. Aha. Let's see. Yes. Wow. 10 days, ours are 14. We're 14 days, and you have to get tested on day 1, day 5, and I think day 14. Or anyway, you've got to get 3 COVID tests and be negative. So back in November, Paris Hilton, you know how much KJ likes Paris. Tidy Westbrook suing YouTube gossip channel without a crystal ball for defamation. He called her a gossip channel. And then it says, this is back in November, I think. What date was it? November. We came up with November. Oh, I think this was early November. Anyway, let's have a look at what he said. So he said, there's major YouTube legal drama brewing here, you all. Beauty guru Tidy Westbrook is reportedly suing a fellow YouTuber named Katie Joy for defamation after her video channel Without a Crystal Ball recently covered a separate lawsuit in which Westbrook is allegedly involved. Now, Westbrook's legal team is arguing ongoing coverage by Joy is defamatory, and they brought a suit against her. Wow, Canada is 14 days? Yeah. And it says, it all came to head when Joy published a vlog last Wednesday in which she reported on the accusations involving Tidy and her husband James from their former business partner Clark Swanson. The latter has alleged multiple financial misdeeds. Joy herself gave the rundown on the lawsuit, as well as a few other alleged illegal maneuvers in which James has been involved. This is what we know in this 34-minute video below that was published last week. So he's even showed it here. So in the alleged statement Payne posted last week, since her deleted Twitter account, Joy told followers that she'd not been served in the suit, which apparently alleges emotional distress. On that says, not even a full week later, Joy returned to report the couple was allegedly suing her for defamation. So something about deaf noodles there, the link to the complaint. Hey, Efren Radkin got quoted by Paris Hilton. Look. Oh, excuse me. Oh, cool. That sounds cool. We haven't been testing, but in Oz, the virus went through air conditioning. Yeah, that's right. It got through the air conditioning in the hotel. That's right. So anyway, that's drama and opinions. So, and then this was one of her posts. Anyone gloating or acting above me, just remember, if you are making videos like I do and cover commentary, this can and might happen to you. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. Be careful what you cover. Seriously, there are a lot of wealthy people on YouTube that spend a lot of money to keep small creators quiet. What did she say about Reagan? What did he say? He just quoted her. Here's the link to the complaint that was filed yesterday. Happy Halloween. And there's dramas and opinions video he's showing. And then her full Instagram. But this was back in November. So the 2nd of November 2020. So that was November 2020. No, it wasn't recent. It just appeared, but she doesn't like Paris Hilton. I wonder if that's why, because he covered her. Oh, dear. Yeah, November. There's Google her, and there's so much that comes up. So much. So, wow, I've got less than an hour before we're free. No more lockdown. Yay. Not that I'm going to do much anyway. Like, how am I going to celebrate my freedom? I'm going to go to bed. Oh, dear. Sorry, I got distracted logging into my other YouTube account. Look, I can only have one. I can't keep track. I can't have multiple stuff. It just messes me up. Yeah, we are free. Redbacks are horrid. So somebody was talking. Oh, AO1 subs. Thank you, Rick. So here is another one. Let's see whether this one is. I can't get to this one. This is about the other lawsuit. Michelle, I think I know. Says it's gone. So Gillian Eppley was the person that filed her other suit one. That was the Jelly Juice one, isn't it? What's really interesting though, this is her Facebook. She's very critical of just having a look at here. I'm just going to show you something. Someone says, I'm prepared for the worst sentence structure and grammar on the planet. And she said when she wrote the suit, it's a big run-on sentence. Really? She's criticizing how somebody wrote the lawsuit? Has she seen hers? That was 2019. So it's just really bizarre. So how long do you think it's gonna be before we get a meltdown, by the way? Because like there's always remember the old saying, there's always a calm before the storm. And she's been canned on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter. There's going to be something happening. Something has to happen soon. What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Do you get red battles? Yeah, we can do. We Dominus, do you reckon she'll say something tomorrow? Or Friday night slumped in her chair with wine? Possibly. So we might have to wait till Friday night, will we? That could be interesting. Oh, yes, we are due for a blubbering session over legal fees, correct. Well, particularly if she gets to tell them that she gets to tell people that her lawyer messed up and has taken her for a ride and taken advantage of her, and you can hear it now. You can hear it now. I mean, we know exactly how it's going to play out. So, and so there's this High Dutch Spirit. So I know everyone's interested in this Matt Bear, Michael Heath person, and I don't know anything really about them other than the fact that Michael was in our chat, I think was it the other night, wanting to see if we knew any information about the hackers, which I don't. Plus, if I did, I wouldn't be putting it on YouTube. Morning, Gingerly. She'll get new members like, yeah, that's right. She always milks the new members until they get wise. Yeah, probably people with time on their hands. I don't know whether you saw Caroline and Will. She did a tarot reading as to who she thought it was. She believes she is of the opinion that they're male and that there's two of them, which is a very interesting thought, and that they aren't in the US. So do you think Brown do you think one of the things Brown could have done is filed that document hoping that saltz would have responded before the judge did, but the judge was too quick? Or do you think that saltz would have already looked up the rule and had said, oh, it's invalid, and just laughed at him? Was it a way to try and trip up? Was it a way to make it? Was he trying to make Saltz look like a fool, but ended up looking like a fool? No, Saltz. No, Saltz letting him go and make a fool of himself. He did. I think they're UK, but the threats and hackers could be separate. Well, they could be. I mean, we could be looking at different groups. I think Brown filed it to get Saltz riled up and in trouble, but Saltz knew better. Saltz knew the rules. He let it go. He just followed the Frozen thing. Saltz probably laughed. Sometimes I think KJ insists Brown files something even if he tells her it's not a good choice. Yeah. Well, that was one thought that we had. One thought that I thought that maybe she was saying that maybe she was going to say, I won't pay you unless you file this. We just really don't know. We don't use it. That's right. He's practicing in Washington. He should know the law. Calling him on the time. I mean, Saltz had time to respond. She chose not to. Well, that's right. Sometimes revenge is a dish best served cold. I mean, Saltz didn't even have to file anything to get it thrown out. So in his response to this sanction motion that they filed, is that still in play at the moment? Do you think Saltz is waiting to file until he's got all this stuff from the FBI? I say hold your tongue and keep a cool head. Yes, that's a good idea. Your attorneys work for them, so you can tell them what you want them to do, but if you've done enough to put his reputation on the line, so be it. Well, it's interesting because he has filed declarations with different. He's filed declarations that have stated different things. You know, like for example, his relationship with Lorianne. He wasn't representing her. Now he's saying that he has represented her, and they've both signed declarations. So I don't know. KJ will file Brown. Do you reckon? That'll be interesting to see what happens. Spirit, I'll be very interested to see what happens there. See you, Sarah. No, he hasn't filed anything. He hasn't. So you're here twice, Rick. Well, that's clever. Now that Saltz knows they're in a hurry, I bet he takes every second. Well, now, under the legislation, he has 21 days. So he can wait until the very last moment of the 21 days. Now would be a good time to put out that cry video out of KJ's, so she might get donations after that huge waste of money. I would actually hope that Brown wouldn't charge her. How can you charge her for something that should never have filed before? Remember what Cheryl said about Paulson? She was calling her all the time, middle of the night, saying she couldn't sleep. I bet she's on. Really? I need to watch all of this stuff. I'm dying to know what Saltz is going to say. Yeah, really interesting to see what he says. And he's been very quiet. And he's not said much at all, which I think is the right thing to do. Yes, and I bet you. Well, as I said, I don't know. We don't know. But the fact that Todd's not been very happy with her. Todd's not been very happy with her being on Instagram of late. Maybe he's had enough of it. I just don't. I mean, I really don't know. But you've got to wonder what is, what's happening. It must be putting a strain on. Pro video any day now, you reckon? Well, she could say that too. You're right, Harmony. She could say she got charged for it. You are correct. Saltz probably was happy that Babs noted the motion down for him. Well, the other thing is it really the judge's place to tell somebody that it's not in the rules? Like, oh dear. Yes, it's thank you, Rick. Right. I found another channel that has discussed her as well. It's called the Gossip Bakery. And they look at family vloggers and YouTube personalities. And they talk about our friend here, but they've also got screenshots. So this is somebody questioning Saltz about being on Twitter, which is what he said. So he says, I'm aware through postings by others that allegations of ethical violations have been made and threats to report me to the Washington bar. The threats I have seen are based on a misreading of the ethics rule. No communication was made substantially for the purpose of embedment. In other words, if the purpose of my posting was for a reason other than for causing embarrassment, there is no ethical violation. What is more, so long as the other side comments about the case, I have the right to respond. If they stop commenting, then I need no respond. Well, no, Rick needs help. So someone says, can you comment on why you have only given Emily Baker access to this response that has not been filed? Who said the letter was only given to Emily Baker? It's been given to lots of people, including me. I didn't write it. And it says, you just said who can and who can't talk about it. It is protected even once it's public knowledge. Who can dictate that? Emily said she was given exclusive access. Does that mean no other YouTuber at the time was given this access? She asked. Emily said she did not reach out to any parties. I was under the impression you or somebody else involved reached out to her. I didn't reach out to the parties involved in this suit, and I won't because I'm a commentary channel, not an investigator. I asked multiple Saltz about the federal jurisdiction in federal court because he filed it. Okay, thanks for clarifying. Such a web, so hard to follow at times. So this is another one. This is again from September. Oopsies. So if you're bored, there is this group called the Gossip Bakery that are talking about her. So now we're into November. So someone says, you are very well. KJ has been a hot mess everywhere she's gone. If you want to see some, yeah. So they're talking about Rock a lot, and then the apology video. Yeah, so there's this one. So I guess it's like a different Reddit. It's like not like Reddit, but it's it's another forum where they're discussing her. So still into November. So someone said, is it true you potentially violated attorney-client privilege by saying what your lawyer told you? No, it only pertains to the lawyer. The client can say what they want, according to her. And she's quoted a thing. There you go. That's her reasoning. Apparently, client attorney privilege only applies to the attorney, according to KJ. What do you reckon? And got my attorney on speed dial. Who said that she rings him all the time? We're still into we're still into November. We're still into November, but it looks like they've got some stuff that they've got some stuff that I haven't seen before. Christopher Fanways, I haven't seen all of this stuff, and I don't get it all. So they're showing the 2009 tweets. So we're still in. We're in December now, 2020. I think they may have explained that now as she shut up a bit. Yes. So we're on to. No, is that still November? Just trying to find what the latest one is. Actually, that's what I'm trying to do. So anyway, so that's the 19th of the 11th. So we're still doing November. So, oh, you missed Beth. I know I must have missed Beth leaving too. Sorry, Beth, if you're watching this again. So that was when she was doing the giveaway. Remember the giveaway? So they've sent. So it's like I see it as a backup of Reddit, really, because it's got everything else in there that Reddit's got. Yes, that's true. We will have that coming out as well. Yeah, that's true. So we're at the end of November now. I'm just trying to get to December. So much has happened. I know. So much has happened. So we're into December. They've got a new community. So this one finished in December. So let's pull up the new community. Okay, so 17, 12, yeah, so we've got December. So they started a new thread. What I'll do is once I find where they are, I always forget to go there and check. So 30th of, yeah. So we're still into 2020. There's 38 pages so far of this one. So let's have a look. So the last post was the 17th. Oops. So here they are. They're talking about the motion here. So what I'll do is I will post this link if you want to have a read of it, because you might be looking for something else to do. Hello everybody. Sorry, hello poppy seeds. Okay, so check out this one. This is a link for another forum that has talked about the case, or what's it all about. So they've just got another perspective on Katie Joy. So without a single clue, the continuing saga of Katie Joy and who he's going to sue. Hey, I like that. Oh, gee whiz. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm sharing links. Yeah, I don't mind sharing links. Hello, Mary HB. Yeah. I love the title for that forum, yeah. Without a single clue, the continuing saga of Katie Joyne, who is going to sue. I might have to steal that. I might have to borrow that for one of my thumbnails. Yeah. I love this. Someone says, Brown and Saltz are like two women being two-timed by the same dude. They should compare notes. Not many good. No. I don't need to stay. I've got 20. I've only got half an hour left, and I can leave. Yeah. The finding discussion has been hard. These links. Yeah. Well, and there's the Reddit post as well, and the Discord. But I just came across it today, and so. But someone says, I'm convinced Katie has a benefactor. $450 an hour attorney doing these long filings is not cheap, and the court has not even made a decision on jurisdiction. So, hey, everybody that's on in. Yes, our lockdown. Well, it was called a circuit breaker lockdown, Rick. So they called it a circuit breaker. So they had discovered that that the virus had travelled through the air conditioner, and it's a UK virus, so we blame the people in the UK. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing, Christoph Van always. And they discovered, so there was, I think there was something like 7 or 8 cases. It's now doubled to 12. Everybody's been isolated, and so the positive tests are coming out from people who are isolating. So it went through the air conditioning. So today was day 5, and they've said, hey Joe, I was watching 6 Minutes, cool. And today was day 5, and so from midnight tonight, which is in half an hour, we're back to where we were last week, 5 days ago, 6 days ago. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, yes, they've not been very nice to civil. But they do that. Yes, so that's right. Because you're in South Australia, right, Michelle, aren't you? Yeah, because you had the UK strain as well, and Brisbane had the UK strain, and WA's had the UK strain. I don't really pay that much attention, I have to say. Melissa Caddick story. Oh, I'd have to refresh myself on that one. I haven't watched 60 Minutes for years. I'll have to look it up. I'd have to look it up and refresh myself. Harmony. No, I haven't actually. Wow. Looks like it's going to be an interesting one. That looks like that's going to be an interesting story. I might have to have a look. Just teams. Yeah, I think they do give him a little bit of a hard time because he doesn't know the backstory, and that can be good sometimes. Maybe Billy Bobby Boo. Not knowing the backstory can be helpful sometimes because he's just looking at it from. Yeah, that's. I'll be interested. So to all the Aussies that are still up and about, what do you reckon about what went on at Parliament House? Do you reckon there's some? So there's one of the assistants to one of the federal ministers got R-word in the office, and there's a big thing at the moment as to when people found out about it, and it looks like that it had been swept under the carpet for a little bit. So that's a big controversy at the moment. And the Prime Minister had to ask his wife as to how he should feel about it and how he should deal with it, which I really wasn't very happy about. So that's... Oh, really? You have to say Aussie 60 Minutes is way better than American? I would have said the opposite. Yeah, and civilism that's purely based on, yeah. Yes, ScoMo has no empathy at all, and she kept quiet because it was, yes, that's right, right before the election. The thing that I don't understand is that, and it shouldn't matter, and it shouldn't matter if it was a female MP, a female politician, or a male politician's office. It shouldn't matter, but it was a female politician's office that it occurred in. I would have expected something better, something stronger to be done. That's just my own opinion. Now 6 minutes, that's on this one. Yeah, I tried to convince someone. Yeah, it's a hard fight. No, well, sometimes, yeah, sometimes you have to walk away, Rick. It's an act of violence. Yes, that's right. It should be condemned. Well, hello, Gigi. Memphis. Them just ticking boxes to fight was disgusting. I'm glad. Yes. Yes, and the thing is today, I mean, in Parliament today, they just wouldn't let up. They want to know how long they all knew about it for. It sounds like it was like February or something last year. Yeah. I get on most of his live streams to remind people of that. And again, Mary HB, sometimes it's not worth that fight. It's interesting. I'm having like 3 conversations and I'm keeping up with 3 conversations. Another Tennessean. But that has no empathy. Yes, that's true. We didn't want the election upset as it was knife edge. Yes. That is true, Michelle, and that's why they kept it quiet. But and the other thing is, Michelle, is that somebody opened up the door. Somebody opened up the door and allowed it to happen. Not too many crazes in there, Rick. Oh, he's on at the moment when I'm busy. It's very inconvenient. Well, poppy seeds, I hope that the one I just put up here will be more up to date for you. I don't like uncivil surfacing, and this chat is unpleasant. Did it get? Yes, it did. The Australian Federal Police is involved now. It got reported eventually. It's inconvenient for you too, Rick. Have to have words. Say, look, it's just not inconvenient. It's not convenient. I guess different people look at things differently. I mean, some people don't like. Some people would say my chat's boring. People say my chat's engaging, and so everybody just, everybody just views things differently. Yeah, you can call us an Aussie. You wouldn't offend me. He said the COVID restriction will last. So yes, so at the moment, Harmony. So we have to. So that's a limit of 5 inside houses, 20 in public. Masks full time at the moment. And so all of that will remain until next Friday. So it means that teachers in the classrooms will have to wear masks, and so it's mandatory mask wearing all the time until next Friday, and then they'll look at taking it back to just indoors. So that's my understanding of it. That's good. I'm glad. I mean, that's the thing. We've got to respect each other's opinions, and some people don't. It's now been. It was reported withdrawn after 5 days of the election was due. It's now been reported again. Yeah, I just hate the fact that politics was played into it. I usually just listen. I only chat in a few groups. Well, that's true. I don't always chat. You only go into uncivil chats to see. Oh dear. That's true. Rick to be the next bachelor, hey? So cool. Thanks for the update, Joe. I got the newspaper and it came through. Yeah, that's what it is. So essentially we've got we're out of lockdown with restrictions. So it's called out of lockdown with restrictions. So, and these are the restrictions, but they're essentially our before Christmas restrictions. Our after Christmas restrictions, which we were on before we went into the lockdown, was we could have, like 20 people in our homes, and no, I think it was up to 30 people, and masks only in crowded places. So cool. Oh, I miss a lot of that. I don't see a lot of that. No. But there are people that would be looking for that straight upfrontness that uncivil law has. Then there's the people that like the tea from Emily D. Baker and Nate. So everyone can find something. Mender is reporting that SCO may call the election later this year if COVID is under control and vax program underway. He can say he kept us safe, but I've lost nearly 2 years off my passport. So have I, Michelle. I'd only had the passport the year before. Yeah, I'm going to lose 2 years off my passport. Oops. Well, that's true. And the other thing is that sometimes it can be just very wearing of seeing lots of negative comments, and you just got to get that one comment that sparks you. I know what that's like. And then you start on that downward spiral, and you've got to pick yourself up. So, what are the penalties? $5,000 fine. Ribbly bobbly boot. I know that's taken to them. Thought it was just me not joking. Yeah. And love how ScoMo takes all the wins, but any losses get strapped onto salary. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Nikki says, I finally get to travel with my kids. When at first I got my health problems, got better, and now lockdown happened. Yes. I wanted to go back to Singapore, and I wanted to go back to Singapore and Indonesia this year to do a follow-up. I went for a study program to Indonesia and Singapore, and I wanted to go visit again. But that's not going to happen. They reckon we're not going to have international travel at least to 2022. But at the moment, I can't go either. We're known as the COVID state, so nobody wants us in their states. My retired dad was so excited to fly premium economy to France last July when COVID happened. Which one? This one? Are they pursuing those fines that got fined? I know millions zoned here from hotel quarantine. I don't know. There was people saying that there were people saying that you could contest it because it was just going to fill up the law system, the court system, and the courts don't really want to clog it up. But I don't know. That one. That one came in a bath bomb. Well, if anything, this channel's linked linked Dominus and Link up as friends. Oh dear, do you reckon they'll pursue quarantine from non-payers? I don't know. I would like to think so, because it's costing a lot of money. And I mean, and at the end of the day, hotels aren't designed to be quarantine facilities. Let's be perfectly honest here. The quarantine has told me to take good care. I haven't had spare hands or dry hair. Wow, it's cool. What's the real reason you want to come and visit Canada? What, so you can hook up with Dominus? I missed all that. I'm really sorry. Actually, in 15 minutes, when it's midnight, I should just go run around my block. No, I won't. Great. Now Joe thinks we're linking up. I know for work visa holds community employees will help. Oh, well, that's at least one good thing. But I still argue, why do we need to have workers in when we've got all these unemployed people, when all these people have lost their jobs, in my opinion. All the quarantine tours are going, mate, yes, true. Mary HB, I'd love to. I've never been. The US is not a place that I've been to. I'd like to actually, I would like to go to the US and UK. The UK, because there is some historical ties to Australia, because, you know, that we're part of the Commonwealth and we've still got the Queen as our head of state. We're not a republic. So go visit the mother country. And the US, yeah. Would be just, you know, it would be interesting. Unlike America without just small checks. Well, we had Job Keeper, where the government guaranteed payments for work, and we also got supplements as well. I'm lucky I had my hair cut when lockdown was due. Oh, cool. Oh, that's sorry to hear that. God save the Queen. Matchmaker. Cool, maple syrup vouchers. Wow. Like cruise ships at the moment only go around Australia. I know Job Seeker is getting slashed too much. There is going to a job keeper is getting slashed too much. There's going to be a lot of people struggling, and I really think they should have kept it, particularly and when they were cutting it, we didn't even have the vaccine. Poppy, that's a very sore point with me. I could rant about that for ages. 3 months no shops open. Wow. They are cutting. Yes, they are, Rick. They are. In fact, they've already started cutting it. They started cutting it back in December. It was $1,500 a fortnight. Then it went to $750 a fortnight, and it's getting cut again, and then it's getting cut completely off on March. So as I said, Rick, don't get me started, because I will rant and rave about it. And then there's going to be no support for people, and particularly those that have had their hours cut. Yeah, they can clearly afford to pay the higher job seeker amount, but like they've done it. What's the nonsense with poor people? Oh, yeah. What they forget is that it's not the millionaires that pour money into the economy. It's the little people. That is true. A lot of businesses will go under when JobKeeper stops. Yep. So essentially, JobKeeper has been making sure that every worker gets paid for their work that they've done with what they've done. So in March, instead of it's paid to the business pays it to the employee. But once it stops at March, it's going to be so. For me, the money needs to be going to the people that at the bottom of the rung, that they're going to spend it to keep all the jobs in, because even though Victoria was in lockdown, people were spending money online shopping. We were still the economy in some part was still ticking, because where retailers could offer online shopping, people were using it. Online shopping soared through our 8 months of lockdown, and it's, well, see, I don't know why I can't fathom that, how many that they would do that. Wow. Yeah, and so the economy kept ticking. You know, like I went and I was supporting my local restaurant where I'd go on a Sunday, and I'd get them to deliver it. But you know, that was sticking around. And then they were actually able to keep people on because people were buying local, buy local, buy local, buy local. But once this support ends and the businesses have to now find the money themselves, it's going to get worse. So anyway. Unfortunately, money comes before people, and I've never, ever believed in that. I always believe in people first. You look after the people. Wow. You know, if you look after the people, then the people just keep everything else ticking. However, I've been really lucky and blessed, so you know I can't really complain. Your site's an 8 billion GL. Oh, that's nice. And apparently, the US aren't going to take any. They're not going to import. They're cutting their imports of kangaroo apparently as well. So I don't know where they're going to get their kangaroo from. China. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head off now. So I won't be on tomorrow night because I'll be at the 10 that's working. Oh, wow. Don't get me started. So I'll be working at the tennis. So as I said, they're allowed to have 7,500 people per session. So 7,500 people in the morning session, 7,500 at night. Well, as I said, China probably. And 7,500 is essentially the size of one of the courts. So one of the courts there holds 7,500 people. So they're really going to have spaced out. But I'm not going to see very much. Although I did see the tennis player of the person that played Djokovic yesterday. So it was his brother, and they were training, and he was having an interview, and he took his shirt off. Let's just say that eye candy was very good, and it was like a moment. Hello, Gigi. Yeah, I'm about to end. So I'll be back on Friday night, my Friday night. Hopefully everybody waits until I can be live before anything else is filed. But it looks like, by the way, so there is a link in there for another little chat group called the Gossip Bakery. Did I stream some tennis? No. Somebody got the sack for taking a photo of the tennis place. I'd love to. I'd love to say it was for research, but yeah, I'd love to, but I can't. However, it is my last day, so I guess I could go out in style. Somebody got sacked. Somebody got sacked the other day for taking photos. So, and they won't work for the company again. And I think the company's got the contract for the cleaning because it's a like, because you've got Rod Laver Arena, Margaret Court Arena, John Cain Arena, then you've got Amy Park where the soccer's played, and you've got all this other, like, it's a great big entertainment precinct right next to the MCGs. So there's lots of stuff going. Maybe I just challenge them. I just need a lawyer. Do you think Mr. Brown's available? Oh dear. Well, Brown's not going. I don't think. So I've just got to decide whether to drive in or to catch the train in, because it's just parking then. But anyway, I'm just going to go enjoy my last few minutes brown sauce. Wait. You have to start work, Christoph fan always. Well, yeah. Well, anyway, so I'll see you in 2 days' time. I might try and get a video up tomorrow. No, well, yeah, I don't know. All right, catch you all later.